You want a healthier lifestyle, but how do you get started? Then stick with it. By listening to the Fitness Revolution podcast with Shay Sandifer, of course. Your journey to greater well-being starts now.
Hello. How is everyone? Welcome back. I'm Coach Shay with Fitness Revolution. It is a great day. Today is Veterans Day. Veterans Day. Love Veterans Day because my daddy is a veteran. So yes, he was in the Vietnam War. As we all know, that was no joke for any wars, right? But Vietnam War was one of the worst ones. And so daddy is still alive and kicking. I was just talking about him, and he served 2 years over there in combat and came back with all his limbs and his mind. So that's wonderful. Dad is 75 now. And he's a very proud veteran. He is now, I guess, considered an injured veteran because he had Agent Orange, which is, the chemical that was sprayed over that actually all the soldiers inhaled. And so he did form heart attacks from that, so which came on later years. So he is considered that injured veteran now, and so a disabled veteran, I guess. And so he's always at the Veterans Hospital. He has his buddies. They go out to dinner and lunch. So I'm proud to say that my father is a veteran and has served our country in a positive way. So shout out to all of our veterans who have helped our country, who have served our country, and who are currently serving, men and women. Kudos to you. So I salute you for sure. So I'm that happy. I want to start it with a positive note, right? Always. But on the other side, I want to talk about men's health, right? Because with that, coming off of Vietnam or any type of war, we see all the time the other side, the depression and your well-being, not being well, things of that nature, and how men have dealt with a lot of suicide, men and women. So I want to talk about how it's okay to not be okay, right? It is okay to not be okay. And how men, I love that this conversation is now becoming something that is open to talk about, that we're not shaming them, and that they can know that they can show their emotions and learn how to be vulnerable and heal from the trauma that they've dealt with. Speaking about mental health and things that have gone on, you should, especially coming from Vietnam or all the wars. I say Vietnam only, y'all, because that's the war that I know about because of my father. But I know there's Desert Storm and people are serving right now. And they come back home and they've seen things that some of us will never see or dealt with. And they don't always have the resources. And that's why I love the podcast network I'm on, because we are connected to betterhelp.com. And they have services, online services and online therapy that can help people that are dealing with mental health issues and dealing with depression and not knowing where to turn to. It's a huge thing in that community that they have not always helped our veterans with. So I love, I know my dad has talked about, they have group therapy at the Veterans Hospital that he can get involved in if he need to. I didn't see a lot of that with him growing up. He didn't have depression like that. Him and I have talked about it. Now, he didn't talk about the war at all when we were growing up. And I think that was kind of his healing to come back and create his family. And that was his therapy, right? He got married to my mother and had my sister and I, and built a nice, quiet life. And my dad has always been quiet. And I realized his mental health and dealing with it was creating peace because he had seen so much loudness. And some people don't have that option, right? They don't come back to a job. My dad was blessed to come back to his job at 3M that he worked at for 41 years. And but instead they're suffering in silence, right? And working through that past trauma or not working through it. A lot of people have turned to drugs, they've turned to alcohol or other abuse. And we saw a lot of veterans over the years that end up going to prison, right? And instead of them getting the mental help that they needed, they put people in prison. And so that's why you got to love places like betterhelp.com, that they can help you with those services, and especially with online, right? If you can have online therapy, someone that I highly, highly recommend everyone have a therapist. Therapy is your friend. I have a therapist. It's just great to talk to someone and get out things that you don't normally want to say in your everyday, at business or with friends or family. Sometimes the people closest to you aren't going to understand those dark things that you may be going through. So I want to say to men, right? It's okay. You don't have to struggle. It's not unmanly to not be okay, right? And if you're living with depression and anxiety, as always, I want you to know that you can talk to someone about that. I want you to understand the power of movement, right? I know a lot of people, like at the gym that I work out, I bodybuild, and those guys are all vets, a lot of them, and they go in there to lift weights and release that stress, right? The power of movement, right? The power of movement heals from the inside out. Remember that. Say that again. The power of movement helps you heal from the inside out, right? So if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you're, having things you don't want to speak about, or if you have physical, things that have happened to you, the power of movement will help you. I really, really believe in that. There's also a great book called This Is How You Overcome Depression, and I highly recommend that book. It's a great book that it can help you if you're dealing with depression. Depression comes in many forms, and it's by Matthew Baker. And once again, it's called This Is How You Overcome Depression. And so it's just a nice guide and a blueprint to overcome depression, a step-by-step explanation of how to overcome it. And I know you can find it online and probably at your local bookstore. So check that out if you are needing a little bit of help with that. And yeah, so I want you guys to get up, get moving. Make sure you salute everyone today, and make sure that when you're trying to find that safe space, right, for if you're going through depression and any of that, that it's okay to cancel on someone. If you need to sit at home, just be like, I can't do it today. Find your comfort, find your namaste, as I said, find that third eye, find yourself centered, and figure out how you are going to be better. Because it's all about healing from the inside out, right? So it's really about understanding who you are, where you're at in life, and that it's okay to not be okay. But we want to make sure that we have the necessary steps to get to the next level so that we are healing properly. Once again, if you just tuned in, it's betterhelp.com. That has online therapy that I highly recommend that can help you with anything you're battling. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope there was some good information. As always, I want everyone to just take a moment to breathe, inhale the positive, exhale the negative, and understand that it is okay to not be okay. Salute once again to our veterans. I am Coach Shay with Fitness Revolution. Have a great day.
Check back next week for more on living your healthier lifestyle and share previous episodes of Shay's podcast with your friends. Log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You deserve more internet than what you get from just your cell phone. Get free high-speed internet at home, a $29.95 value when you qualify for Internet Essentials Plus and the Affordable Connectivity Program. Enjoy more streaming, gaming, and video chatting on more devices for free. With unlimited data and a wireless gateway included at no extra cost. No fees, no taxes, and no annual contract. Connect to more of what you love for free with Xfinity and the Affordable Connectivity Program. Click, call, or visit a store to learn more.
At Hy-Vee, we take pride in being part of the communities we serve. In 2021, we donated more than 14 million meals, and this year, we're committed to doing even more. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. That's why we're loading our semis full of food this week and making deliveries across the Midwest to help families this Easter. To join our effort, simply donate when you're at the checkout. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
There's a new way to get around in North Minneapolis. It's Metro Transit Micro, a new ride-sharing service that connects you with Metro Transit bus routes or wherever you need to go on the north side. It's convenient, affordable, and accessible. Metro Transit Micro uses minibuses to reach more neighborhoods, and you'll have shorter wait times. It costs just the same as bus routes, and it's easy to use. You can pay your fare in cash, a go-to card, or the Metro Transit app. Just go to metrotransit.org/micro. Download the app and create your account. It's really simple. So whether you're going to a friend's house in Bryn Mawr to watch the Vikings game, or you need to get dropped off at the Metro C Line station to hop on a bus to get to work across town, Metro Transit Micro got you covered. Book a ride, get picked up, and get where you need to go. Start riding today on one of the new Metro Transit Micro minibuses.
It's back to school time, and that means it's back to cooking breakfast for your kiddos and making school lunches. That's a lot of cracked eggshells and cut-off sandwich crust. Now listen, before you think about throwing those food scraps away, think about recycling them. Ramsey County has a program that can help you do just that, and it won't cost you a dime. Ramsey County has a free food scraps recycling program that lets you collect stuff like apple cores, coffee grounds, and veggie scraps. Here's how it works. Put all those scraps into a compostable bag. Then once a week, drop it off at a free food scrap site by your house. And listen, I understand that life is busy, so if you can't get there once a week, just toss the bag in the freezer until you can find the time to do it. To locate a food scrap collection site near you and to get more information about the program, visit ramseyrecycles.com/food scraps and tell your friends and family about it. Let's all do our part to help save the planet.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left. Fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.